Welcome back to Mostly Thriving.
Where to the world it may look like we're thriving, but really we're just mostly thriving.
It is freaking cold in here.
It's cold outside.
I feel like I don't think there's a single vent in this studio, and I am frigid.
Well, you also don't have socks on.
Well,
my feet are cold, and I got my ick socks on that you don't like.
I don't like those. Guys, I have this weird thing.
One of many, but one of my things with dudes is that I only want you wearing black socks. That's it. I don't want, like, the toe stripe on them, the Bombas that he's got on right now. It gives me the ick. Where are my Bombas people at? Because
Bombas are a great sock.
they are...
I just don't like looking at them.
I'm here for the comfort of the Bomba sock. And
what's wrong with your black Nikes? You always say you want to do whatever is going to be attractive for me. And you know that the Bombas aren't it.
I know, but today I had to prioritize my Tootsies because it's cold. And I just want them to be comfy.
When you're wearing Bombas and you refer
you can't
to
come
your
at
feet
me
as Tootsies, makes me want to punch myself.
You have no socks on. You can't come at me. It's 0 degrees outside. You have no socks on, and you're complaining about how cold you are. You can't come at me about my socks.
Well, I am.
I don't accept.
Okay. Last week, we want to debrief because I don't even really feel like we've gotten to sit down and debrief what has happened over the last week. We, just for context, we went to Disney last week with the kids. And when I say we went to Disney, TJ had a conference in Orlando and we tagged along, and then we did a day. Well, you really were busy
half the time.
Yeah.
I was busy from Saturday. We were there from Saturday to Saturday. I was busy from Saturday to Tuesday.
Yeah, so TJ flew down Saturday morning so that he could get in some of his CE for veterinary medicine and all of that, which...
For your license renewal as a veterinarian, you have to have 45 hours of continued education. And if you listen to last week's episode, you know your boy didn't have any hours. And my license is set to expire in June. So had to get those in. So I had to go do a lot of CE.
I feel like when they tell you have 3 years to do something, it's very easy to nobody has time to do these extra CEs and stuff. It's like, okay, well, I'll do it later. And then you're like, oh, wow, I got to do 40 hours in 3 days. I've got to get it done.
So easy to do it that way that I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, it is great, though, because then we get to...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tie it into something.
Yeah. So TJ's mom and grandpa came down with us, which was super fun. We rented a super cool Airbnb in Kissimmee, which was like a 20-minute drive. Which, hindsight, I do wish we were closer.
It was advertised as 20 minutes, but with Orlando traffic, it was always 40 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't super close, but I also was like, we're not doing a park every day, so does it really matter?
I feel like it was 20 minutes on Sundays at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
But that's all.
There was a Starbucks within 5 minutes, so that was good.
A couple,
yeah. But so the Airbnb that we stayed at was so cool. If you guys have not looked at the Airbnbs in the Orlando, really that whole vicinity, there's a ton of really cool themed rooms. It had a Bowser castle. It literally looked like, I think it probably had 5 beds in there that were a mixture of bunks.
Yeah, it was four beds. There was 2 bunk beds, but they
when
were
I say bunk bed, it wasn't a bunk bed. When
they
you
were
go in there,
queen-sized mattresses.
when you go in there, you're like, where's the beds? It's they're hidden
yeah, you can't see them
in these castle things, and there's a slide. So they had that. There was a Elsa Frozen room that had a slide, which the boys thought was really fun.
Old school arcade game room.
Yeah, that was cool. They had I'm kind of, or wait, they weren't it wasn't pinball and stuff like that. It was Pac-Man.
No, it's the old box games,
Yeah.
the little joystick and
it had a movie theater and all this stuff. So we rented it thinking oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. The boys are going to think this is so cool. They're going to want to sleep in Bowser's Castle and do all this stuff. And AJ was pumped, our 5-year-old. He was telling everybody at school, his teachers, I'm going to this really cool house. I'm going to this really cool house. He was so excited. And then we get there and they're just over the moon excited. But every time we go anywhere that's not home, our kids just sleep so bad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we avoid... First of all, the hotel was going to be just as expensive as this for the week. And so we're like, okay, well, we avoid hotels if we can because they sleep so bad. AJ is a deep sleeper, and I feel like he would do better if it was just us and him. But Jordan is such a light sleeper that once he goes to bed, it's like what's the movie with Jim from The Office? A Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, you are on the live set of The Quiet Place, and if you wake up, you're dead.
It's so hard because I get it.
Noise, yeah.
I get it. He's used to being in his crib at home.
Yeah.
So, like, when you take him out of that environment, like, with his sound machine and his little red light, like, I do get it. For a 2-year-old, it's scary to be in a new place. But the problem is he just doesn't really go to bed well here either.
But he does. I mean, he's sleeping within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Much better than he does in a hotel. He just straight up doesn't go to bed.
Well, our thought too with the hotel is like, okay, Jordan is still in like a napping phase. If he has to nap, like nobody wants to be stuck in the hotel room, especially when you have your grandma or your grandpa and your mom down there with us. It's just like, it wasn't realistic, and we wanted to have a pool and all that.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm feeling like we have to justify the Airbnb, but that was our reasoning of why we went with the Airbnb. And then the first night, I feel like I have so much I want to say about this trip. I don't even know like where to begin.
Go ahead, girl.
Or what to unpack.
Go ahead.
But obviously the boys were super excited. They wanted to sleep in the same room, which is fine. But Jordan has never not slept in his crib.
Shame on us because this has never worked out good.
I know.
We've tried this.
I think it's just the age thing, but one time when we went to Mackinac Island, we were like, it'll be fine. The boys will share a bed. Like, but Jordan was just...
You were like...
I thought...
You said the boys will share a bed. And I said, Jordan has never even slept out of his crib. Why do we anticipate him sleeping in a bed with AJ will go well?
It didn't go well just because he kept sitting up and being like, what are we doing?
They don't sit on the couch well together.
No, it was fine. But when we went to put them to bed that night, it was just like... Nobody's sleeping. Nobody's going to bed. Jordan is like in and out. And then AJ's scared because it's dark in this bunk and he can see the Bowser shadow and just like all this stuff.
That's kind of fair.
It is fair. I would have been scared to sleep in there. I mean, there was a room, you guys, it was Batman themed. And there was literally a cutout. So like you're sleeping on the bed. When you look across the room, there's a cutout that's probably like a 4x4.
It was like what the closet of the room was.
Yeah,
that's
the
what
closet.
It was. Yeah.
And there was a like bars across it and a giant life-size Batman that was lit up with like red lights.
And black and like bluish black light kind of thing.
Yeah, we went in that room and we just boarded it up because we were like, if our boys even see that this is in here, they are going to not want to sleep in this house.
And they never went in there.
No, even when we got back, your mom and I were talking about the Batman room. Or maybe I was talking to Lisa. Somebody I was talking to about it. And AJ was like, what Batman room? And I was like, got him. We got him. So then AJ also had this thing where every night he wanted to sleep in a different bed. And he told us that before we got there and we thought it would be fine. But our boys take like 3 nights when we're somewhere to get adjusted. So when we're trying to switch beds and rooms every night, it's just not going to work for anybody. So second night, we abandoned the Elsa room. We went into the Mario room and that didn't go well either. And so we ended up, there was extra like normal bedrooms in the house. And so everybody just slept in a normal bedroom. And what I think is so funny is that we booked this like giant, super cool house for the boys to like sleep in and do all this stuff. And then we didn't use any of the cool rooms.
It's so funny because why on vacation do we think that we're going to get away with this stuff? Because we know, like most kids, our kids thrive on routine. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, we're going on vacation. We're going to F this routine up completely. You're going to sleep in a different house. And not only that, you're going to sleep in a different bed every night. Like, why did we think that that was a good idea?
I don't know. But
why did you think that Jordan and AJ sleeping in the same bed on Mackinac Island was a good idea? Like, why do we? And then we're like, I know all other parents feel this, but like vacation's not a vacation. But we're sitting there throwing them out of their routine. And then like, we're so excited that we even muck up the routine even more. And then like 10 p.m. hits and we had this like picture perfect. We're going to sit on the couch, watch Traitors. And, that didn't happen. And we're like mad at ourselves for it. And it's not until this moment when we sit down and we've been home for a few days and we go, that was kind of a stupid idea that we thought that was going to work that way.
Well, I think it all comes back, and we talk about this a lot. I am like the queen of, I have an expectation in my head or like a hope of what I think is going to happen and how I think the vacation's going to go or how I want it to go. And it never goes according to that. And then when it doesn't meet that like unrealistic standard that I put in my head, then I get like really frustrated and upset and just like, this isn't fun. Like, why did we even do this? And so I think it all boils down to that of just like, if you are going to vacation with your kids, yes, we want to have fun. Yes, it's okay if we stay up late, like it's vacation. But I also think it's important that you know your kids and what's going to help them thrive, because if they're not, and for us, it's sleep. Our kids need sleep. And if they don't get it, it's not fun for anyone the next day. And so when we have an update on our spring break trip that we talked about a couple weeks ago, we booked a place and we were realistic about what we were booking and what we were going to do and how we were going to sleep and just like all these things. Because for me, I get into this like really dark place if I don't get alone time separately from everyone, and then also alone quality time with TJ or just like adults in general, because we don't get a lot of that and I need that. And I think it's important to know what your needs are and like how that's going to happen, because we just came off of, Christmas break, which was 4 weeks long and just a lot of moving pieces and out of our routine. And then we come back for like 2 weeks and then we're thrown out of our routine again. And I just think I never really felt like I got my wheels back under me. And then we get there and they're not sleeping and like everyone's going to bed at the same time at 10 p.m. So then like I never got time with you. I never got time by myself. And then we start the day over and you're at the conference and I'm just like.
Yeah. And then we eventually slip into a routine. Like we actually have it figured out and then vacation's over.
I know.
That happened. Except for Christmas, it was like I felt like we were getting into the routine and then it kind of got messed up and then vacation was over. It was like the reverse of it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I don't know how we fix that.
That's one thing that I'm kind of loving about this podcast is that we're calling out the issues before they happen and we have the fixes, because we had the same thing for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and we're like, we're not going to let it get us this year. Mm-hmm. And this year it still got us. But I think we're going to get better.
I think it got us in a different way.
Yeah.
I think that...
Yeah, it did throw a curveball for sure.
I think that if you, like for us setting our intentions on like I think for this, learning from this trip going into spring break, there's a lot that I learned. A lot of things that I want to do differently. And like we've traveled with our kids and all this stuff, but I also think it's important that, I mean, we are such people that like everything we do in life, it's like, what did we learn? How can we do it better? How can we optimize? Like, and I know that's like an exhausting way to live and thought process, but for us, we love such like order and such like A plus B equals C in our lives. And so things that I don't know.
Where you get thrown off is when there's a D, E, and F.
Yeah.
And, I think that that's one of the areas that I am better or I do well at is that like, I'm not going to let those things ruin or throw me off so bad. And that's where you're working on. I think you're doing a good job. But at the end of the day, it was a good trip. We've got some stuff to dive into though.
Yeah. I want to talk through Disney. Yes. I know it's like everybody loves Disney. And I feel like you're either a person that you like love Disney, or you're just like, I don't need it. I don't feel like there's like an in-between person. But I am curious in the comments before we even dive into this, would you consider yourself like a Disney adult? Like you know what I mean by that? Like
that feels like it's a growing breed.
It is. It's like,
why is it growing all of a sudden? Disney's been around since like the 70s.
Well, I just think we're adults now. So we see the Disney adults. But what I consider a Disney adult is someone who...
But were there Disney adults in like the 80s and 90s and we just didn't notice it?
Probably.
People were getting married at Disney then?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I just saw a lot of like honeymooners and I was confused.
Yeah, that one chick when we were standing by the band.
Yeah, I was just like, I
felt like we were at her wedding reception with a live band.
She was. And like Do your
thing, girl.
Go ahead, you. She had like a hat on with Mickey ears that had like a veil.
Yeah.
And like they were dressed like husband and wife, like just married. It was like embroidered on the back.
He's sitting there drinking like a beer, and his wife is just like getting down. And she was like
full on doing the like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like all of this stuff.
Oh yeah. And the hot dog song.
The hot dog song. And I was just looking, I'm like, AJ, you want to dance? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just checking the vibes. And it's fine. Like, I'm not saying that she can't do that. I just didn't know that was like a thing.
I'm trying to be in my life a little more understanding and always trying to see different walks of life. And like you always say, like, I'll have Amanda try a food, and she's like, and it's like traditionally a food that she doesn't like, broccoli. And she's like, I could see if you liked broccoli, I could see how you would like this. And I'm like, well, yeah.
I really can do that. His family gives me so much crap for this. I say it all the time. If they're like, try this salmon, it's so good. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't like fish. And they're like, just try it. And then I take a bite of it and I'm like, okay, like I can see how if you liked salmon, you would like that. But I don't like salmon. Like I can tell if it's going to be good for someone that likes it. And I can also be like, no, that's not a good fish. If you didn't like salmon, you're not going to like that. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
But anyways, I want to be able to do that
with people. I can do that with people.
I can do that with people, but I struggle with the Disney adult thing because I don't understand the if you got there and the rides were just like wow, like Cedar Point rides. Like Cedar Point rides, it's like one of a kind. But like you go to Disney and like you go and there's the Dumbo ride where it like up and down. Guess what? You can go do the same thing on the Magic Carpet ride. And then...
Or at a carnival.
I'm not getting on those carnival rides.
This is my thing, okay? This is what I was... In that moment, I was processing, like, what is happening? Because there's a lot of those people, not just her. There's a lot of adults that go to Disney without their kids. I personally would not go to Disney without my kids. And even with my kids there, I'm kind of like, this is fun. But, like, also, I don't want to say that Disney's overrated because I do think it's magical and I can see how you would feel like it's magical if you were into Disney. But I think it comes down to this. I would consider myself like a Frankenmuth adult.
Oh boy.
If you don't know what Frankenmuth is, it's a little German town in Michigan.
Yeah.
And when I go there, I get like happy. Like I don't know what it is, something about the air in the German village. In the water park.
You're not even German, are you?
Yeah.
Oh. Learned something new today.
Yeah, I am part German.
Didn't know that heritage was so deep for you.
Swedish and German. Either way, though, I think this is what it is. I grew up going to Frankenmuth. Every year, we'd go to the ice festival. We would walk through all the shops. We would go to the Bavarian Inn.
They're starting the carving. Chicken. I saw a video. They're starting the carving for the ice festival right now.
And I think that I would be curious, if you consider yourself a Disney adult, did you also grow up going to Disney? I think they're connected. I think it's like inner child.
I don't know though.
Memories, nostalgia, like the happy that you get when you go to Vero Beach. But that's what they feel when they go to Disney.
But Frankenmuth is in your backyard. Like that's 40 minutes from us. So, but like Disney adults aren't just from Orlando.
But I could also be considered like a Cedar Point adult.
No.
Yes, I love Cedar Point.
When's the last time you went to Cedar Point?
Well, you won't go with me.
Right.
Which really makes me sad.
I don't feel like I'm not saying that you shouldn't have married me because I'm not a Cedar Point adult, but I don't feel like Disney adults marry non-Disney adults. It's like a religious thing.
I don't know.
Maybe they do. Maybe they convert them.
No. I don't know. What I just don't even know how I feel about it because watching how magical it was for my kids makes me understand it. But when you take the kids out of the equation, I get confused. Like I would never be an adult that is going to stand in line to take a picture with Pluto.
Yeah, let's talk about those lines. That's the other thing is you're going to wait hours in line to go float on a boat for them to sing a weird song to you. There's no drops on that ride.
I know. Like, are you talking about It's a Small World?
Yeah.
Thank God they redid it, because at least it was better now that they redid it. Before they redid it, I was literally like, this is legitimately scary. I'm going to have nightmares.
I was talking to one of the girls at work, and she was like, yeah, we used to make a game of like to figure out which doll was having the worst seizure.
Yeah, that's what they looked like.
Yeah, they were just
I don't know.
Tweaking
I
out.
want to start though. So we went to Magic Kingdom on Wednesday. On Monday, while you were still at the conference, I decided that I was going to do a special like Mom and AJ day, and I took him to Hollywood Studios, which I remember going to Hollywood Studios when we had our dance nationals, and we got to do like a few days at Disney. We performed at like the Wide World of Sports. So like to me, it felt nostalgic in that way. I'm really sad though, because they got rid of the American Idol experience.
Oh.
They replaced it with like the Frozen sing-along or something like that.
I can't tell you guys how many times I've heard the story of her being on the American Idol experience and her friend Rachel winning the whole thing.
Listen, you guys.
That's it. You don't have to hear the story anymore. Like, that's all. That's the story.
No, listen.
There's nothing more to that story.
They haven't heard it yet.
I've heard multiple renditions.
No, wait. Actually, I just thought of another one. Thought of another one that you've heard too, but they haven't heard it. Okay. The American Idol experience was people from the park got to be a part of the show. So you would go early and you would audition for American Idol, and they would tell you if you're in or not, and they would have like judges, and then you'd go perform, you do your song, they do your makeup, all this stuff. So my friends, when we were there for dance,
guess who did it?
Rachel, she and Kelsey Neville and me, if you guys are listening, how freaking fun was it? They convinced me to also audition with them, just for funsies.
Babe, they're not listening to this podcast. They won American Idol at Hollywood Studios. You think they're listening to this?
They're big dogs.
They're way too big for this.
No, but I am not a singer, but I was like, I like to perform. Like, I'll give it a go. What I didn't know is that for the auditions, what you do is you go like an hour before the park opens, and you stand in this like super long line of all these other auditioners, and then you audition in front of everybody that's also auditioning. And you want to know what song I sung for my audition? I'm Walking on Sunshine.
I'm Walking on Sunshine. And you know how I knew that? Because on our honeymoon, you karaoke'd that song. You are not a karaokeer.
It's the only song I know.
Never had seen you karaoke. And
if I wasn't feeling a little nasally and sick right now, I would give you guys my best.
Praise the Lord.
But you know what they said to me when my friend auditioned, she got in. My other friend auditioned, she got in. And I was like, oh, I got this in the bag. And they were like, thank you.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. But I got to watch, and then my friend Rachel won the whole thing. Did you guys know that?
Oh, there it is. That's the end of the story. Okay, moving on.
It was so fun, though. But so anyways, I was sad that wasn't there. But my thoughts with Hollywood Studios, it's such a big park, and there's so much to do there. But then you get there, and there's like really not that much to do.
The thing that I like about that park, if I remember it correctly, is at least it relates to current movies or more current movies, and you're like, oh, cool Toy Story, cool Spider-Man, cool.
Spider-Man wasn't there.
I think it used to be a ride there. Like
okay.
when Spider-Man had a new movie come out.
Okay.
Which is kind of surprising.
It was basically, you have to be like extremely into Star Wars. Star Wars took up like a majority of the park.
Which I would say that is more believable.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's Star Wars adults, because there's
no,
too.
That's more like that and Harry Potter. That is
I
far.
love Harry Potter.
Okay, nerd. That's far more believable than people being that jacked up about It's a Small World and Peter Pan. A fine movie. Also, what is It's a Small World from?
Nothing. It's just all the different worlds.
How are we so excited about that?
Coming together. I don't know. I don't know where It's a Small World originated.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up.
Okay. But when we were at Hollywood Studios, like AJ, we rode the one like Rise of the Resistance or whatever, which that ride was super cool and he was super into it. But then the other Star Wars rides, it just like wasn't, I don't know. I didn't, wow. I think I just had a stroke.
You okay?
No.
So nasally.
I bought the Fast Pass. There's so many things about Disney that are just so confusing. They're like, here, it's not enough to just like buy a ticket and go to the park. That's not enough. That will not get you in. When you get in, they're like, here, scan this little code on your phone. And then if you want to buy a lightning pass so that you can cut the lines, you can do that. But like the ticket was $189 to go to the park. So I'm like, okay, that's almost $400 for AJ and I to go in and do that. But if you don't get a Fast Pass or anything like that, you're waiting at least an hour to 90 minutes for a lot of the big rides, which like Nobody wants to do that. So like, okay, let's do the lightning multi-pass. Then when you go to do the lightning multi-pass, that's like $150. So now I'm doubling my ticket price. But on that, they don't even tell you this, you guys. You have to go onto the app and schedule 3 hours ahead when you want to use your lightning lane. You can't even use it right then. So then I'm like, okay, now I got to plan out what time I'm going to be in what area of the park and like running around. And if you miss it by like a minute, then you don't get it. So then I was like, okay, well, what's the next package up? The next package up says the unlimited. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to go with him, I want to make the most of my day. We're going to do that. You know how much that lightning lane was?
I don't want to.
$360. Plus $189 for the ticket.
To float on a boat.
To float on a boat?
Inside, in a dark room.
But, so do the math on that for me. It was $369, $369, $189, $189.
Whoa. $369. Okay.
$189, $189.
$189, $189. Okay, $360 and $740. That would be $1,000. Okay. $1,100.
For 2 people. That's Banana Land. We should have that there.
Magic Kingdom Land.
It's crazy.
It's
because
magical.
I didn't know this, and this is stupid. If I'm going to pay $369 to do a lightning lane, I should be able to go on that ride as many times as I want in the
You should have like a little equity in that ride.
I should.
In my mind.
I should. Deal is, you guys, I didn't even know this. You can only use the lightning lane 1 time per ride. That's not unlimited.
Which for It's a Small World, that's okay.
Yes, but like...
So It's a Small World originally debuted in 1964 New York World's Fair. And then it moved to Disney. Now, I agree with the overall message of It's a Small World. Like, I think it's generally accepted that, like, it's a small world. We all should get along, all that jazz. Not saying I don't agree with that. But why is it at Disney? I guess that's Disney's, like, overarching theme is, like...
I don't know.
Happiness.
I feel like every other ride, though, is based on
That's
something.
what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. I don't know.
Yeah. It is strange.
But whatever. I like the Pirates ride because I love me the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I didn't like that one. It was scary, and the boys were scared, and we got wet. Nothing about it was good.
We were front row.
It was dark, cold, clammy.
Clammy?
Yeah, it felt cavey in there.
It was a Pirates thing. Of course it was cavey.
I didn't like it.
You ever watched a Pirates movie?
Actually, I've only seen the first one. Yeah.
We can watch
People also didn't believe, I said this on my stories, I've never seen Beauty and the Beast, the Disney one, and I've never seen Aladdin.
I've never seen Star Wars.
I've never seen Star Wars.
Don't plan on it either.
What are some other movies you guys have never seen that most people have seen? I've never seen The Notebook.
So the other take that I had on why the Disney adults are so jazzed about Magic Kingdom is maybe they just really like those movies.
That could be. And I can get down with that.
But then I go back
because
and
if there was a Shrek land, I bet I'd be there.
Yeah, you would.
I love Shrek.
Yeah, you'd be.
I'd love it. I might dress up.
Almost slipped and said you would be Princess Fiona, and I realized how that would not go good.
Yeah.
So, for the record, I didn't say it. Anywho, that's my thoughts on Disney.
Yeah, it just seemed like unless you can ride the Tower of Terror and the roller coaster Aerosmith ride, there really wasn't much left. Like Toy Story Land was great. I loved it. I thought it was super fun, but I also like Toy Story. So I'm like, maybe that is what it is. Like I felt that like magical happy when I was in Toy Story Land. So I think if you do really like, but I like Disney movies.
That's what I'm getting at is that you genuinely like them more than I would say the average person. But I'm finding that a lot of women your age really like Disney movies. Like you'll watch kids movies.
Yeah, it just feels like childhood.
I remember being in vet school and I come home and you're like watching
Shrek.
Shrek. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. It's
Who
like
has time for that?
There's something feel good about it. Because like they're opening like the cars like Radiator Springs. Like I will love that. So I think it really is go to the parks that have the themes of the things that you love and you will like the park. Because I didn't like Star Wars Land because I don't like Star Wars.
I just go back to I don't see how that could be Magic Kingdom. Well, no, I'm just saying for any park in general. Delete Magic Kingdom.
No, I think there's a place for Magic Kingdom. It's like the only park that has all of those rides for kids with the characters and things that kids love.
How much were the tickets at Hollywood Studios?
They were like the same.
See, I think that is just...
They might be wrong.
I think Magic Kingdom coming at us the same price as Hollywood with the thrill that
it's the most popular. Like, people want the castle and like all that stuff.
Whatever.
I don't know. We had really good food at both parks, though. At Hollywood Studios, AJ and I went to a sit-down restaurant at Toy Story Land that was called Rodeo Roundup. And what was crazy is that when you go into it wasn't crazy. I don't know why I said that. It was fun. When we went in, they hand you a horse on a stick and they say, "Do you want to ride a horse to your table?" And AJ was like, "No."
Can I just walk?
And then we just walked. She was like, "Oh, you don't want to ride a horse?" I was like, "Come on, AJ, I'll ride a horse with you." And he was like, "No." And then the lady was like, "Do you still want to ride one to me?" And I'm like, "No."
That's my boy.
No, I do not. If my son isn't riding a horse to the table, I'm certainly not.
What would you have done if it was just the two of us? Just you and I?
Probably ridden the horse.
Oh, boy.
Just to embarrass you. Giddy up, boy.
Yeah. Yeehaw, cowgirl.
But anyways, inside that restaurant, it's like we are the toys. Like the people of the restaurant, the workers, all this stuff. And there's like music playing. And it was so cool the way that it was all decorated. That is one thing that Disney does super well, is like over the top immersive experience. Like you really feel like you're there. And so we're in the restaurant and this like over the loudspeaker, it's like, "Andy's coming, like toys, like get to your positions, whatever." And then it went dead silent and everybody in the restaurant froze. And the waiter was like mid handing us our food and he just froze and he was like, "Freeze." And then AJ was like mid bite and he just froze and he was looking at me. He was like giggling. And it was like a solid minute, like a long time. And all the like people are like shifty eyes at each other. And then they're like, "Okay, the coast is clear." And then the waiter just like continued like nothing. And I just thought that was so fun. Like I love when
That's a good touch.
When they like really take it to like the next level or whatever.
That was magical.
It was magical. Like that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay.
But it wasn't at Magic Kingdom.
I get it. So that was cool. And then we ended up leaving the park at like 3:30 or something like that, which like I thought for sure we would close it down, but we had ridden everything. Like there was literally nothing else to ride.
It was also cold.
It was freezing.
Not being insensitive to the sub-zero weather here.
It was like 40 degrees that day. It was really cold.
Yeah, that's pretty cold.
Oh, we did the Indiana Jones thing, which was cool.
Which, did you see that video?
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen like the accident that happened at Indiana Jones, I didn't see it until after we left. But when we got there, the like first showing was closed. And I was like, that's annoying. Like that would be cool. AJ wants to see a stunt show. And so then we went to the next showing and it was like 20 minutes delayed. And they were like, "We're having technical difficulties." And then they came out and they were like, "We're having issues with the weather," or something like that. I was like, "What? The weather?" And they were like, "So we have to cut a couple scenes and blah, blah, blah." And it was pretty short. And then it ended. And it was so funny because it's like they're acting out a movie scene and showing the set. And like it's all fake. But when we left, AJ's like, "I want to see that when it comes out." It was like so cute.
But you saw the video. So the Indiana Jones little stunt thing that they're doing, the big boulder comes out. I've never seen the movie, but apparently this is in the movie. And it rolls down. It's like almost going to smush. Is his name Indiana or Jones?
Mr. Jones? I don't know.
Respectfully, it was going to smush Mr. Indiana Jones. And I mean that with the most respect to Indiana Jones. We know he's got a big following. Anyways, but it goes off the tracks.
Well, it's going down this like hill and there's like a ledge.
Yeah.
And it's like a 400-pound ball and the guy's like running. But it somehow like bounced and went over and was like headed up into the crowd. And the ball like wouldn't even fit in this room. It's huge.
No, it's huge. And it looked, honestly, I thought, wow, I don't know how they got that fake blow up ball to move and bounce like a bounce house. Mm-hmm. But the thing was really 400 pounds. And then this guy who's like a security guard or something there just like superheroed in front of it. And
it just like pancaked him.
It totally annihilated him, but it redirected the ball away from the crowd.
Yeah.
If that thing would have hit a kid, it would have killed the kid.
You like
for sure.
see the ball bouncing and then you see this dude and he just like, I mean, it crushes him.
It was like those blow up balls that people get inside.
Yeah.
And he decided to play with somebody 100 times his size.
Yeah. I guess he broke like a couple vertebrae in his neck or
yeah.
something.
Yeah. They
but
interviewed
he really
him in a
did
neck brace.
Save people.
For
like,
sure.
People would have died for sure. So I saw that the night after. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties for the weather?
Yeah, that didn't.
Or you almost crushed a child.
Really windy day. It blew the 400-pound boulder into the crowd.
But it was fun. I had a good time. And another thing is, like, I don't need to go to Disney more than once every couple of years. That's the other thing. Like, I know a lot of people go, like, several times a year. And I can see if you lived in Florida, maybe going to different parks and stuff. Because I really enjoy, like, Island of Adventure and Universal Studios. So I think it's just, like, personal preference with the parks. Because that one that has, like, Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff, I love going there.
Yeah, my personal preference, I'm just going to be honest.
We don't want you to do that.
Is I just don't need to go back.
Well, we know. You don't like anything
fun.
To
theme parks. That's not even just a Disney thing. Like, I'm not itching to go to Cedar Point.
No, I know.
Now, I will say this. At the end of the day, we were walking out, and AJ, on his own, I think we're packing up, getting in the car, and he just said something along the lines of, well, that was the most awesome day ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Worth the money, worth the questioning of all the things.
That was worth it.
And it's a small world after all.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Anyways.
The other good place that we ate, if you guys do go to Disney, this came recommended by a lot of my friends. It's called Liberty Tree Tavern at Magic Kingdom. It's over by the Treehouse, which is super cool. And it was really good food.
Yeah, that food was really good. I felt like we were sitting at Thanksgiving, a good Thanksgiving dinner. We have had hot talks about this.
Yeah.
But the turkey was good.
It was turkey, ham, roast or pot roast, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, cranberry. Like, it literally was like Thanksgiving meal.
And it felt semi-healthy.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Probably loaded in butter and calories, but
it was good.
I'm sure it was better than grabbing a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Which we probably did anyway. We did do that anyways, too.
Oh, yeah, we did. But that was good food, too.
Yeah.
That didn't feel like pizza from a park. That felt like flatbread.
We had one of those big turkey legs.
We did.
I like those
AJ
babies.
had a big drumstick. One thing that was like, I felt so bad. AJ was so excited. He saw all the videos of the new Slinky roller coaster that's at Toy Story Land, which I thought was so fun. And it's one of those new coasters on like the steel track. It's like super fast, lots of sharp turns. And I thought he was going to love it because he loves thrill. And we get on the ride and he's like so excited. We sat in the front, which always makes it like even more. I do think there is something about sitting in the front or the back. Like you get more of the whip.
What?
I've heard that. Have you guys heard that on a roller coaster? Like if you sit on the
same.
I don't think it's the same.
You're in the same train. That's like saying the front of the train is. I suppose if you. I don't think so. No, I'm not buying it.
Okay. Well, I read that somewhere.
Anyways.
And
you enjoy more whiplash.
Yeah. We're going up and it's going fast. And our first like really big hill, he just was like immediately no. I don't want to be on this ride anymore. And he was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm like, it's okay. We're almost done. Like we're going. It's going to be fun. More turns. You can tell he's just like holding on for dear life. We get to like 3/4 of the way through and it comes to a stop. And he's like, oh my God, Mom, I did not like that. I know we're about to shoot off. It like comes to a complete stop and then you full blast ahead. He thought we were done at that point and he was like, oh my gosh, like so relieved he didn't like it. And he's like mid-sentence and it's like,
oh.
I felt so bad. And then when we got to the end, he was like, never again. But he recovered. I mean,
he didn't ride a single roller coaster at Magic Kingdom. And there's not very many. So
that's true, but
we just stuck with the magic carpet and Dumbo.
They did like the Aladdin ride a lot.
Yeah, that was their favorite.
Yeah. So overall, it was great. I think Disney is good, and I think that kids love it and enjoy it. I don't need to go as an adult unless it's going to like Harry Potter or one of those types of places. I don't need to do Magic Kingdom by myself.
Yeah.
Or more than once every couple of years.
Would you do Harry Potter Land by yourself?
Uh-huh.
Without me?
Well, not like just me, but like...
Oh, that's going to get you your ticket.
I mean like without kids.
Oh.
Yes, I would love that.
I'm not going to go.
Okay.
I just want to be clear.
Well...
I don't need to be cast a spell on me.
I do, though. I kept looking around. I'm like, how do families... We just had 2 kids with us. Like, how do families that have multiple children go to multiple parks? Like, that has to be thousands and thousands of dollars.
On the flight home, this guy, you know, you're with the family boarding, the beep, beep. I'm listening to scan the tickets, and nobody's moving. And I heard the thing beep 8 times. 8.
What's the math on that? Let's just say they didn't even do Lightning Lane.
The math on how many children that is?
No, on... like 189.
Presumably the mom was there and there'd be 6 kids.
189 a ticket for 8 people.
What? Just round it up to 200. Make it easy on yourself.
Do it.
Okay, 200 times 8.
Do it.
1,600.
So that's for one park if they do no fast passes.
If you do the fast pass,
then
round
like
that up to 400. Honestly, with tax, that's probably pretty fair. That's another 3,200 plus 1,600. So that'd be $4,800. So $5,000
for one day.
$5,000 for one day.
I'm curious because we're not like Disney goers. How many parks is average to visit in one trip? Like I know they have the park hopper thing.
There's no way the average American family can do more than one. That's asinine. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying about Disney.
I know that I'm with you in that. It's why I did not expect it to be that expensive. And then you add in like however much you're spending on staying on
flights,
property.
hotels,
a lot of people
all that.
stay on property.
All that. It's got to be a $15,000 trip.
Like I would just much rather go to Turks and Caicos at an all-inclusive resort for that kind
For
of
sure.
money.
For sure. So maybe I'm not such a villain. Man.
Disney villain.
Gosh. Park me in
Disney
villain
Springs,
land.
though, is very underrated.
Yeah.
Disney Springs is free. It's like, is that what Downtown Disney is? I don't even know.
I think that's two different places.
Okay, well, whatever Disney Springs is, go there. It's really a lot of like shopping and restaurants, but it's just like so lively. There's music, there's shops, there's characters sometimes, but there's like big statue of Buzz Lightyear, big statue of Woody and Donald Duck,
Legoland.
Legoland.
Very cool.
Like the kids know no different.
Yeah.
There's a carousel.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah.
Overall, I think it was fun.
Overall, the trip was amazing.
Yeah.
At the same time, it was like one of the hardest weeks for me.
Why was it so hard for you?
I
had to go do all the learning.
I know. I have a really hard time. So I had to work while we were on the trip. And I think I've been processing this a little bit over the last couple of days. So I had to work. I had ads and things for brands that were going live. And it's hard because the way that it works when I work with brands is that things are contracted for January. So it's coming out of like a brand's January budget. So that means the campaign has to go live and close in January. Sometimes if it rolls over to February, some brands are okay with that. Other brands are like, no, we can't because then we can't pay you. You know, it just like it throws everything off. So
right. They've got their budgets.
We went in the second half of January. So trying to move anything, you know, I probably had 4 or 5 campaigns that were going live this week where there's nowhere else to put them.
Right.
If I don't go live. Also, there's special deals and things that are going on where you have to go live on certain days. So we had it planned that everything that I had to go live that week, like I could bring with me and it could just be integrated in. But there's no good way to give you guys a glimpse into what it is like to run a business as an influencer. And I think part of me feels super self-conscious about that in the way that like sometimes I feel like my job isn't important.
I feel like you feel that way because people don't understand it. Where people who own their own business are automatically a little more justified, or it's very well known, very accepted because people understand the business. Like for the clinic, if I had to log on to look up some blood work for a client or something, it's very relatable. It's very understandable. It's not this kind of like gray area. You know, people don't just think that, you know, people automatically bring dogs to me and I just get blood. Like it's not,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It
It's
almost
not this,
seems like
there's no question marks behind what I do.
Yeah. I think people see, oh, you're just at Disney on vacation. Like you're just posting pictures and videos of your vacation. Like how hard can that really be?
But I also think you do such a good job. At least I know your followers respect and know how much you do. I think that that's generally accepted. I think that you get more concerned about maybe people around you and working too much with them.
I just had so much like mom guilt.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I need to work this week. I have a lot that I have to do. And I probably have 3 to 4 hours of offline work that has to be done each day. In addition to whatever I'm filming to put in stories.
Right.
Whether that's contracts and stuff, like I have a big campaign coming up with Home Depot that there's a lot of planning and prep work that has to go in the beginning of what we're ordering and coordinating with the Home Depot team for the line of cabinets. I have to line up all these things for countertops. Like that stuff all has to happen behind the scenes starting now for something that's not going to happen till March. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff that's going on, but then also some of the things that went live, I need approval for. I try as much as I can to not have approvals with brands so that I can just film something in real time and go live with it. But sometimes brands want to see it. So that meant getting up, recording something, sending it over to the brand, editing it. Like I have to have it all ready to go to them prior. Like all that has to happen at a time. And your mom was there to help us, which was amazing. And she was so helpful.
Right.
But I also had such mom guilt because it's like to everyone else, and this is probably just me feeling insecure about it, but to everyone else it looks like I'm just sitting on my phone and just like playing around.
Yeah.
But I wish that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I am like cranking out editing videos. I'm responding to emails. I've got people on my team texting me like it's like constantly people coming at me needing things, and it's like I'm juggling all these things and there is not a single thing that can be put down. You know, like I've got to keep the train moving.
Yeah, I think it comes down to this weird concept of mom guilt that you're not unique in the sense of that you feel that.
Right.
And I'm just like sitting here processing this. I could be totally off the mark, but for me, I'm like, well, why don't I have dad guilt? And I think that the pressures that society is putting on women, and there's definitely pressures as dads, but this pressure of like you've got the ultra feminist movement of like you can be a BA woman and you don't need no man and you can be an entrepreneur and you can own your own business, and all that is true. But then there's this other flip side of more traditional that you need to be a mom and you need to be loving and caring and be with your children 24/7, 365. Mm-hmm. And you're being pulled in like these different directions, and you can do both things, but like you have to accept that if you're going to do that hardcore, I'm a BAB, and that means that like I can't do the be a mom 24/7, 365 because it makes it so you feel like you're not doing a good job in one category and it's sacrificing this category. So you go over to this category and you're stressed out because you're falling behind in work, and you're trying to balance the in between. And it's just getting some boundaries up and these guardrails of like, right now I'm being that BA. Mm-hmm. B.
It just was so hard because your mom was so helpful and so willing to be helpful, which I so appreciate.
Yeah.
And like in the morning, I was like, okay, you got up and went to the conference. The kids went with your mom. They were going to go for a walk. And I told her I had to work for a little bit.
Right.
And it just felt, I just had so much guilt that like your mom was taking them while we're on vacation so that I can work. But it's also like, we can do these things because I work.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this balance. And then I told AJ, I'm like, to my kids, mom's work, like when they see dad at work, he's in an office, he's with animals, he's in surgery, he's doing all these things. When my kids see me at work, it's mom sitting on her phone doing who knows what to them. To them, it just looks like, oh, my mom just cares about her phone. Like if I had my laptop out, maybe it would feel differently, but like I work from my phone. And there's such a like, nobody's ever said it to me and nobody's ever made me feel this way. So it feels like an insecurity of mine, but just that like my job is stupid, or like my job isn't as important, or like, why does she take this so serious kind of a thing. But people don't realize, and like, I'll just be honest, like my business makes more than the veterinary business does. And like, why is my business less, or why is it treated less, or like, and it's not. That's the thing. Like I say that it's
totally
not.
a you in your head thing.
Right. And I get so in my head, and then I just get so depressed. Like I'm just like, I suck. I suck at being a mom. I suck at, owning a business. Like I suck at running my team. Like I go into this like shell of just like, overwhelmed where I just can't function.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like I go through the whole vacation and I'm feeling like that. And it's like this tug of war of like, I don't know. And I'm like at my max. And then I have nothing to give my kids because I'm so stressed out. But like I'm stressed out because of them. But I'm stressed out because of them because I'm also trying to work.
Right. I think that's what it boils down to. You have this non-traditional job where if I have a stethoscope in my ears, you know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm working. If you have you're not like, oh, is he just doing that for fun right now? Is he just like,
listening to your heart?
Just listening to some hearts just for funsies? Like, there's no question about it. Mm-hmm. If you have your phone in your hands, there's a pretty good chance that you're working. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to, which we're going to get into like New Year's stuff coming up, but like where you've been working on, you've got to put those guardrails up, because I think that my mom is a very good example of, man, that's a BA mom right there. Like, she was an executive at Chrysler when we were kids. She was up at 4:30 in the morning, working her butt off all day, but never really working at home. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, being a very, very, very much provider for our family. My dad was as well, but equally my mom. Mm-hmm. And
I think what's hard is that
she got to leave work.
That's what I was just going to say.
Is that she got to leave work. So you have to figure out, how do you leave work? Because while my mom works very hard, and she'll even tell me, I wish I would have not worked so much sometimes. I never felt that. And I tell her that all the time, like, Mom, I never felt like you worked too much as a kid. I never felt that way. I never felt like it was crossing over into our lives at all. But she got to leave work. You have to figure out the way to leave work.
It's hard because my work is my life, mm-hmm. that I'm living currently every minute of every day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that is content. Sometimes it's not content.
Right.
But it's dependent on when I choose for it to be.
Right.
It's not like, oh, well, I'm not at the office anymore, or it's the weekend and we're not doing X, Y, or Z, or we're not at the clinic. Like, the things that we're actively doing in our life could be content at any moment.
Right.
And it's really hard to flip that switch and be like, it really is hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard because I also don't want my kids to feel like I just have a phone in their face all the time.
Yeah.
But I want to capture moments for us to have forever. But also a lot of times those moments are really cute moments to show our family that are shareable. So it's like, how do you know, like, what do you keep private? What is not private? And then it's like, if I don't share things and they evolve into like bigger things that are taking hold in my life, like right now, like being in and out of this season of depression and just feeling like I just can't get ahead. Like, I'm just constantly drowning. But I didn't really share about it along the way because it was like, well, that'll sort itself out. And now it's like coming to a head.
Yeah.
It's just, it's really difficult. And I think people think influencers just snap some pictures and brands send them free stuff and like that's the end of it. But there is so much pressure.
And the problem is that some truly do that. Like, some do that. But they're not typically that's not the successful running it as a business the way you're doing things. You can't half do that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to compare to other industries because there's really nothing like it. But, it's like in my world, if I just let my clients have my phone number, I would have my phone ring nonstop. If they each could just email me pictures of their dog limping around the house, they would. Mm-hmm. I've worked at a clinic where that was the thing, and it gets really out of control. It's really, really hard because it's consuming. They will email you all hours of the day, night, weekend, holidays, all the time. Mm-hmm. But when we built the clinic from day one, we're like, no clients emailing us pictures, period.
Yeah.
And they get mad at that, but and they kick and scream and throw their tantrum just like you do when I say you got to put your phone down. But it is so worth it. And I think that in 2026, you're going to get better at it. You're going to clock in, you're going to clock out. You got to work, and the rest of the time is just not shareable stuff. It's not, and it's not even really from like a privacy standpoint. It's more just a sanity standpoint.
Yeah. And I try to think like, okay, why do the weekends feel so good? And it's truly because my content lens is off. I'm just present.
Yep.
I'm way less agitated with the kids. Like, and I need to just do that. Like, I don't know why I have a hard time shutting. I can do it for a whole day. Like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the content lens is off.
Right.
But it's hard to have the content lens on from 9 to 5. And then at 5, it shuts off. But now my family's home. And my family, I haven't had content of all day. And those are shareable moments.
You need a drive home. You need a cool off period. Mm-hmm. You need to, if you're done at 5, no. You're done at 4:30 and you go on a walk. You touch some snow.
I just don't have time for that. Like, I would rather have that 30 minutes to knock out more on my to-do list.
It's a change in mindset.
I know.
It's a change in mindset. We're going to talk more about this on our goals episode coming up. Coming up, we're going to work through, we've got
this week, actually.
Yeah, we've got a fun date night coming up. Just the two of us going down to Detroit for the night. And we're going to go through our goals for 2026. We're a little late, but we've been super busy. And so we're going to sit down. We're going to use the Couple Things guide, or Andrew East and Sean Johnson's guide to do our goals. And we could share that link with you guys too. They have it on their platform as well. And we're going to walk through that together. It might take a few hours, but we got the time.
I think it'll be fun. I think it's important to set goals intentionally with a plan, because like what I took away from this is that I did not feel like I successfully was fully present with my kids and was fully present with work. I felt like I could have done both better looking back on it now. And so our spring break trip that we have planned, like in a few months, I already emailed my manager and was like, block my calendar. If I want to be on Instagram to show any of it, it's just for that. I don't want to work. I don't want to have any of the extra stuff. I don't want to have ads. I don't want to worry about brands or my emails or anything. I just want to show what I want to show if I want to show it, you know? And I think that feels really good. The one thing that I've been thinking about a lot that I think is kind of crazy, and I'd be curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on it, but there's always this term of like, I have mom guilt, or like, I'm a working mom. You know, it's like, are you a working mom or are you a stay-at-home mom? Mm-hmm. But why is there not like working dads? Like, why are you not considered a working dad? That's what I don't like. I don't like that it has to be you're either a stay-at-home mom or you're a stay-at-home or you're a working mom. Like, why is that pressure on the female?
I think that we can get more into it, but I think that it's ultimately this weird, and men are being pulled in weird directions right now too. And I've talked about that. And I think that's resulting in this men's loneliness thing. But I think that women are going to be pushed into this depression because they feel like they're falling short. They're either not successful enough in business or they're not a good enough mom.
So society says.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's how they feel. Society is saying you need to be a strong, independent woman. But society is also saying you need to procreate and you need to have kids and you need to be a loving, nurturing mother. And it turns out those are both very demanding things. And a lot of people have a hard time, yourself included, putting the guardrail up and finding a way to be a successful woman, but a guardrail up with work-life balance so that you can still be a loving, nurturing, procreating mother.
Yeah.
And when you're figuring out how to build that guardrail and not bounce off that guardrail 1,000 times, it's a painful process.
Yeah. I mean, I do notice that when I do have good boundaries and I'm having a good week of that, I'm a way better mom when I separate them. Like, I want to be 100% in on work or 100% in on my kids. I don't want to like dabble back and forth, because then I feel like they both get less of me.
But then it boils and it like boils over into our relationship. Yeah. And when we're both trying to work and the kids need us, or you're trying to work and the kids need you, or I need you, or whatever, and I'm pulling you over to that mother side of things, it becomes you become frustrated more easily. You start to get a little more snippy, and that's just, it's annoying. It's frustrating. Like, you're trying to get this one thing done that everybody says you need to be. Meanwhile, the things that you love the most are demanding you on the other side.
Yeah.
But if you have that guardrail up and this can't cross over to this, most of the time, you're a lot less irritable. You're a lot more level-headed and present. And so,
one thing I would challenge you guys with is the next time that you feel like super frustrated with your kids, take like a bird's eye view and see like, am I also trying to complete another task in this moment?
For sure.
Because we've noticed that, like, if you're just fully dialed in on them, it's a lot easier to stay calm and like all that. But if you're letting other things like kind of swirl, that's when I notice it. I'm like, wow, I would have handled that way different if I wasn't also trying to like respond to this email.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's interesting.
But we need to close this thing. I can hear you getting stuff here by the moment.
I need to blow my nose.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But I like that we have this platform to be able to just like have conversation and process things and talk about them out loud. I think it's important. If any of you guys feel like alone in it or whatever, just know that everybody at every phase, I feel like, goes through this and feels it. Like no one's immune to feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we feel it as much as or more than most. And I think that this platform gives us a spot to just talk about it. Mm-hmm. And we walk away every week just feeling even better, just not even because we're sharing it with you guys, but more so we're just sharing it with each other. It forces us to sit down and talk about it. So I would just encourage you, look, you don't need a microphone. You don't need cameras. You don't need lights. You don't need a producer. Just sit down, close the door, you and your spouse, and talk this stuff through because everybody's going through it.
Yeah, that's been like the biggest thing for me is just being vocal about how I'm feeling. Talking about my anxiety, telling TJ where I'm at with things, because then he can more easily support me in that stuff. But I'm excited for our date night on Friday. We'll fill you guys in on all of that in our 2026 like marriage meeting or whatever next week on the next episode. But if you guys want to follow us, you can follow us at Mostly Thriving Podcast. We share a lot of stuff there, or you can follow our life at Come Stay a While. But we would love if you shared the podcast, if you leave a comment, engage with us in some way, let us know what you're thinking.
Give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, we would love that. It's helpful to us if you're a listener and you enjoy what we do. So
yeah, send us DMs if there's some topics you want to hear.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Yep, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.